Hi everyone, we're back at the Louvre. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at rooms 10 through 14 and see what we can find. So we're starting out in room 10, which is the leisure activities. It says that the Egyptians had no lack of pastimes. They played sports, they played board games, they made music and songs and dance. Very similar to today in our world. So let's look here. The first thing I find is a pair of clappers. I'm not quite sure, maybe this was a musical instrument of some sort. It says that it shows the hands and the head of the goddess Hathor, and it's made from hippopotamus ivory. Wow. We know that hippos were found in the Nile River. Anything else here? Let's move around. Here we have a game box. Carved out of wood. They have the hieroglyphs there on the side. I'm not quite sure what this game is. We made a game. We made the snake game. Here we have another sculpture of the Sphinx found at Tanis. It's on the other side of this. All right. There was the clapper there. Oh, here we have a sistrum. Now, sistrum is a type of musical instrument, and it also has the head of the goddess Hathor. And here we have what's called the angel harp, made from pine, cedar, leather, and strings. All right, looks like everything, we saw everything in room 10. Let's move to room 11. Room 11 is called the Temple Square. So let's see, the first thing we see is the processional way of sphinxes. You can find this at Serapeum in Saqqara. Here we have 4 baboons adoring the rising sun. A sculpture in granite. Let's see that. Let's take a mess back to room 10. We already saw that. Oh, so this was found in the temple. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. A bunch of little items that were found there. At the end of this hallway, we see here guardian lion at the entrance of the chapel of the Serapeum of Saqqara. A sculpture of limestone. So these lions guarded the entrance to the chapel. That takes us back. I need to go to room 12. Here we go, this way. All right, now we're in room 12 called the Temple. Let's see what we can find. Here's a statue of a governor of Upper Egypt. I really like these sculptures in this this black stone. They call that diorite. Oh, here we have a colossal statue of Ramses II. Ramses II was reigned during the New Kingdom, specifically during the 19th dynasty. Hey, I didn't want to go there. I've moved to a place that I did not mean to go to. where it was. All right, here we have a statue of the goddess Sekhmet. Again, it's out of diorite. Looks like she has the head of a lion. Again, you can see the carvings of the hieroglyphs on the side. Like right here, you can see the head of a colossal statue of Amenephis III. You can see it's weather-beaten. Looks like maybe it rained and the sun kind of washed away some of it. And then here's the feet, so maybe that was part of the same statue. And here is a column called a palm column in the name of King Unas. Looks sort of kind of like a palm tree. All right, now we can move to this next room here. Still in room 12, still the temple. Here we have bas relief from the temple of Satet at Elephantine. So it's like a carving in the stone. They actually took a piece of the wall. This is really cool. It's the Annals of Thutmose III. What that is where they've kept a record of the events that happened throughout the year. It's kind of like a journal of some sort. But you can see that it's just written right there on the walls. Everything that happened during that year, the reign of Thutmose III. Here we have what's called the pillar capital, decorated the face of the goddess Hathor. If you remember, Hathor was also on some of the musical instruments we saw in the leisure activities room. But this is like a piece of a pillar. And if you see, it's carved out of granite, and this piece actually weighs 7.3 tons. Oh, we already saw that. So are we done in this one? Oh, this is where we started. Now I've got us all off track. Here we go, still in room 12, the temple. Here's another carving from the temple of the wall of Monthutha-Tod. It's limestone, and what it's showing us is how the priest is consecrating the food to the god. He's kind of praying over the food, thanking him for the harvest. Here is another piece from the Temple of Elephantine. Well, here's some treasures that they found at the Temple of Tod here. Lots of different things. Metals, lapis lazuli, silver, gold, iron. All right, so that takes us, we are done with room 12. We're going to move to room 13, the Royal Tomb, the Crypt of Osiris. So the first thing we see is the sarcophagus of a priest. Again, it's out of that really dark stone called diorite. Like of snakes. This looks like it could be Osiris on the side. Oh, here we have writings of the hidden chambers on papyrus. You can see it's all rolled out. Looks like maybe there's a mummy, a snake with people riding it, a boat. Maybe this is showing how to get through the to the afterlife. Some of the challenges you'll face. A funerary figurine of Ramses IV. It's carved out of wood and painted. It's very nice. I like these guys. 4 vases that are glazed quartz ceramic. It's a very pretty color. We have a coffin cover of the King Antef. Stuccoed and painted wood. You know, sometimes they would put the mummy inside of the coffin, and then they would take the coffin and put it inside of a stone coffin called a sarcophagus. And here we see a sarcophagus as Ramses III. See all the carvings on the side. This little character looked like the lady that was on the towel that we had near the pencil sharpener in the classroom. There's a statue of Osiris. It was created during the Ptolemaic period, 332 to 330 BC. Let me go to the other side of this sarcophagus. It's very large. It takes up the whole entire middle of the room. Look at that. Here we have a pillar statue. Again, it's diorite, but this one isn't as dark as some of the other ones. Winifred, high priest of Osiris. This is a, if you remember, we made this little amulet, the backbone of Osiris. Another name for it is the Jed pillar. It has the name of King Ramses the IX on it. I saw those already. All right, it looks like we have seen everything in this room. Does this take us to 14? Yep. Last room is called the sarcophagi room. So this room is full of sarcophagi for various people. So let's look at this one first. Maja. That one's very beautifully painted. Oh, see it again. All right, let's keep moving. Oh, who's this one? The sarcophagus of Abu Roash, limestone. Sarcophagus box of Jehur, I guess is how you would say that. Greywack, I'm not sure what that even is, but you can see that that's the lid of it. Here you see another large stone sarcophagus. That's probably the lid that would go on top. All right, let's go around this way. Oh wow, this is like a capstone. If we go on top of a pyramid. Here we see some open sarcophagi here. Tamut Nefret. And it has some really beautiful paintings on it. I see Anubis. Look, even the inside were very beautifully painted or carved. All right, here we have a cartonnage of, not sure if I can say that, Agpakhered. He was a barber. Does that mean he cut his hair? Wow. Here's a sarcophagus. It's that diorite again. I'm not sure how to say that name. That takes us back to the beginning. Let's see if there's anything else that we missed. I'll go on with this. Here's a closer view of that one I was telling you about, that with the lid. Here's one, sarcophagus of Dioscorides, a Greek Egyptian, weighing half a ton. Wow.